here at Lake Hamilton. Fritz playing shortstop today for the injured Gage Applegate. Applegate messed up his shoulder a little bit in a collision in the game on Friday. Talked to him today. He said he hopes to be back next week. Fritz took a second pitch for a ball and takes a third one up here and get on base anyway how, shows bunt, and that ball sails high, and he takes a 4-pitch walk. Zeus Hutchinson comes to the plate now as the leading hitter for the Scrappers. He comes in batting .516 on the season with 10 RBI. So Fritz with good speed over there at first. Grass infield here, so a bunt by Hutchinson at any point today. Good break for Hutchinson there, as that one didn't quite get out to the grass to utilize the slow speed of grass as opposed to turf. So the 0-1 pitch to Hutchinson on the way from Myers. Kicks in, deals. Hutchinson drops that bunt down, and it's a beauty. Dives in the grass, and he'll be thrown out at first on the sacrifice.
Now batting, number 34, Carson Kirby.
So that'll bring up Carson Kirby. Kirby comes in with 5 doubles on the season and 9 RBIs. So run scoring opportunity for him here early on for the Scrappers. First pitch is fouled off the left side. Hits off the top of the light tower. So Carson can now say for the rest of his life he's got light tower power. Early on here, no score in the top of the first. Scrappers taking on Lake Hamilton. Kirby fouls that one off at the plate, and he'll... Myers checks the runner at second. Nobody holding him on. There's the 0-2 pitch, and that one's shot down the left side. Left fielder drifts way over to the wall and is unable to make the play. Good diving effort, but he ends up just a bit short. So Kirby now will get another pitch as the left fielder is going to take his time getting back over there. He was shaded well towards the center field side with the left-handed hit at Kirby. Looks like he lost his breath on that dive. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ball down in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, and Fritz will move up to third on the pass ball. So now with runner at third, less than 2 outs, Carson Kirby's got one job here, put the ball on the right side, score a run. Situational hitting is something that the Scrappers have been focusing on in practice, and there's a base hit right over the shortstop's head, and Kirby's going to drive in a run. Fritz comes walking in. Kirby's going to go for 2, and he is in. He's in with his 6th double of the season. Good piece of base running there from Carson Kirby. Looked like he was going to be thrown out, but the second here early against Lake Hamilton. Fielder. Boone comes in hitting .424 with 2 home runs and 5 doubles of his own on the season. Myers with the pitch. There's a shot into the gap in left center field. That's going to get all the way back to the wall. Boone rounds first. Kirby rounds third. Boone's into second with a stand-up double. Ball gets away from the shortstop. Nobody's covering third. Boone's going to take third on the play. Great play by Luke Boone, heads up running as he ends up at third with a double and an error.
Number 11.
So the Scrappers put up a second run just like that. So the coach for the Wolves is going to quickly go out and talk to his pitcher and let him know to try. Umpire cleans off home plate. Dalton Manlove now up to bat for the Scrappers. Coach for the Wolves finishes up his conversation. Infielders will head back to their positions. And the pitcher looking to take the advice of his coach and see if he can get an out here as the Scrappers with an early 2-0 lead with a runner on third with only one out. Here's the pitch. Manlove grounds it to third. Boone heads home, and he's out at the plate, and double play. That is not one you see very often. The 5-2-3 double play. Boone running on contact, and that was just unnecessary as the ball's hit right there next to him. So the Scrappers get 2 across. They'll head to the bottom of the first, leading 2-0. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Brett Fritz at short, Peyton Fritz at second, and Carson Kirby at first. Manlove throws down to second. Infielders all come to congregate with Bradley on the mound, and we're ready for the bottom half of the first inning here at Lake Hamilton. It's the first pitch behind the head of Devin Hudson. Hudson bats from the left side, the second baseman for the Wolves. Wind blowing pretty well here at Lake Hamilton, and there's the first pitch, chopper to Brett Fritz. It's going to take a good throw, and big two-hopper was unable to get the ball across in time. Ball bounced really high off the first bounce. He had to make a decision whether or not he was going to charge it to get it or wait on the second hop, and he waited on the second hop, and there just wasn't enough time to get the speedy Hudson. So Hudson with an infield. Bradley's first pitch in there to Caden Prancher, the first baseman, misses for ball one. Next pitch is in there for a strike. Good fastball from Aiden Bradley. Evens the count at 1-1. Hudson with a short lead off of first. Bradley comes set. Breaking ball stays high, and that'll run the count to 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that one stays high as well. Bradley quickly behind an account 3-1. Arnold plays in on the grass at third. Kirby holding the runner Hudson over at first. Runner goes, and ball is driven out into right center field. Hayden Gray is going to cut it off and come up firing. Hits his cutoff man, Peyton Fritz, and the hit and run worked to perfection for the Wolves.
Now batting, number 23, Colton Hagan.
So now runners at first and third, nobody out. As Pranter had the 3-1 pitch and drove it out into right center field. Pranter, the left fielder, bats from the right side for the Wolves. Here's the first pitch from Bradley, and that breaking ball stays way high. And he's behind in the count 1-0. Second pitch misses as well, and Bradley's behind in the count 2-0. There's a shot down the left side, and that one's way out of play, so just a long strike for Bradley. That'll bring the count to 2-1. Here's the pitch, and that's a great fastball from Aiden Bradley right over the outside. Bradley checks the runner at first, keeps an eye on the runner at third. Runner at first goes. There's a 2-2 pitch. Shortstop Brett Fritz was looking to cover on the runner. Base hit right to where he was. The spot he vacated is where the ball landed, so the merry-go-round continues, and first and third again for the Wolves as they score and make it 2-1. That'll bring out Coach Zach Stewart to talk. Hit right where the player vacated. Scrappers with back walk, double, runner on third. And they scored 2 runs. Now the Wolves with a base hit and run, base hit and run. It's 2-1. Coach Stewart talks to his infield and his pitcher, making sure everybody's on the same page, and they'll all retreat back to their positions. Good crowd here for the Scrapper fans as they traveled up, not quite to Hot Springs, to Percy, Arkansas, where the Lake Hamilton Wolves are. Bradley comes with the pitch. Breaking ball is in there. First, Bradley with his best pitch he's thrown today. Follows that up with a fastball down in the dirt, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Runner goes, ball's fouled off. Batter Zaid Cox swung at a ball there to the Wolf designated hitter. Bradley comes set and delivers. Another pitch to hit here. Ground ball to short. Fritz goes to Fritz over to first, and that's a double play. Wolves get a run, but the Scrappers erase a runner. Good double play there as Brett Fritz scooped it up, flips it over to Peyton Fritz, and fired up Carson Kirby for the double play. So double play by the Wolves in the top of the first. Scrappers say not to be outdone, we'll turn our own in the bottom of the first. Bradley's first pitch misses for ball 1, and here he comes with the 1-0 pitch, and that one's just a bit low for ball 2. So the bases are clear now. Game's tied at 2-2. Fastball in there for strike 1 for Aiden Bradley. Here's the 2-1 pitch from the big right-hander. Strike over the outside corner for Aiden Bradley. Bradley one pitch away from getting out of this with just tying it up. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses low, and that'll run the count full. Brody Fountain, the catcher, is at the batter for the Wolves. He bats from the right side. Waits on the payoff pitch. Strike over the outside corner. Bradley gets him looking for the third out of the inning. Scrappers give up 2 runs but turn their own double play. We'll head to the top of the second, all tied up at 2. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Scratch a win out here against Lake Hamilton as we get set for the top of the second. Hayden Gray waits on the pitch, shows bunt, and goes foul down the third base line for strike 1. Gray will head back to the batter's box. Myers gets the sign from his catcher. Comes with the 0-1 pitch, and that fastball is right in there for strike 2. So Gray now behind in the count, 0-2. Infield backs up now that there's 2 strikes. Gray waits on the pitch and chops it down the third base line foul. Hayden Gray had 3 hits in the game Saturday. The biggest offensive performer for the Scrappers in a disappointing 9-1 loss to Dale, Oklahoma. Gray calls time, steps out, and gets himself reset, and Myers takes the time to get a new sign. There's the pitch, swing and a miss by Gray, and he goes down swinging for out number 1.
Now batting number 1, Carson Chambers.
So Carson Chambers batting 7th for the Scrappers. The DH, he's DHing for the pitcher Aiden Bradley. Chambers hadn't quite got going from the plate yet, so move him down in the lineup, see if he can get something going. And just like the rest of the season, he gets a pitch right off the inside part of the plate and gets called for a strike, and he's down in the count 0-1. Takes a strike over the outside part of the plate, and for Carson Chambers, that strike zone is about 22 inches wide right now. So now he's got a battle with 2 strikes as umpires get him the inside, the outside, and he fouls off the 0-2 pitch. Kudos to Elijah Myers, making sure he can hit his spots there. So Chambers now down 0-2. He'll be looking to battle and get a pitch in the zone. And he takes a strike right over the outside corner for the second out of the inning.
Batting number
So
7.
Madden Arnold comes up
Madden Arnold.
with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Arnold waits on the pitch for Myers. Fastball misses way outside, and Arnold's ahead in the count 1-0. That pitch is in there for strike 1, and that'll even the count at 1-1 to the Scrapper third baseman. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Grounded over to the first baseman, and he'll scoot to his right, and he'll take it 3 unassisted. So the Scrappers go 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the second. We'll be back with more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Great curveball from Aiden to get ahead in the count. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's another one that's fouled straight back, and Bradley quickly ahead in the count 0-2. Pitch by Bradley is fouled off down the left side. 3 straight breaking balls from Bradley. Has Quentin way out in front on that one. You got to believe he's got him set up for the fastball here. Manlove sets up outside. Fastball hits the spot, but he was set up about a foot outside, so nothing there. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Another breaking ball is fouled straight back. Had him fooled on that one.
Let's go find it, Grady.
Bradley gets a new baseball from the umpire. Comes with the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball stays high, and that'll even the count at 2-2 for the big Scrapper right-hander. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on that curveball. Bradley with another strikeout.
Now batting, number 0, Asher Gregory.
Bradley with his second strikeout of the day for the first out of the inning. So Asher Gregory, the shortstop, comes up. He bats 7th for the Wolves. Slightly bit right-hander, waits on the pitch from Bradley and pops up the first one. Brett Fritz drifts out to short, gets underneath it for the second out of the inning, so 1 pitch, 1 out.
Number 22.
That'll bring up Autry, the third baseman. He bats 8th for the Wolves. Autry bats from the right side. Arnold plays just short of the grass over at third. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. Bradley comes set with the 1-0 pitch, and that ball's in the dirt, and he's behind in the count 2-0. Here's that 2-0 pitch. Curveball drops right in there for strike 1. Pretty pitch from Aiden Bradley. He's got that curveball working here in the bottom of the second. Just a bit outside on that 2-1 pitch, and now he's behind in the count 3-1. So Bradley now looking for something in the strike zone with the 3-1 pitch. Misses low with ball 4. So the Wolves put the 8-hitter on base, and that'll bring up Carson Jackson. Bradley comes with the pitch. Curveball gets the top of the strike zone, and he's ahead in the count 0-1. 2 outs, runner on first for the Wolves. Here in the bottom of the second, all tied up at 2. Bradley checks the runner, comes to the plate. Ball misses way inside. The batter pulled his bat down, or else it would have fouled right off his bat. So that'll even a count at 1-1. Good job by Manlove to go get that one as it sailed out of Bradley's hand. There's the 1-1 pitch, and that fastball misses outside. That brings the count to 2-1. Good curveball from Bradley's in there for 2-2. Autry over at first. Bradley checks him. Comes to the plate, popped up. Brett Fritz looks at it. Boone gets underneath it, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So no harm done there with the walk. The Scrappers will head to the top of the 3rd, all tied up at 2. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Fritz comes to the plate. Third baseman plays even with the bag. Fritz fouls off the first pitch right at the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that one right over the outside part of the plate for strike 2, and Fritz is behind in the count 0-2. So Myers will come with his 28th pitch of the game, and fastball stays high. Run the count to 1-2. Myers with a deep breath, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss by Fritz, and that's the first out of the inning for the Scrappers.
Number 9.
We'll return to the top of the lineup. Brett Fritz comes up. He drew a 4-pitch walk. His first time at bat. Two to two here in the top of the third. Here's the pitch to Fritz, and he pops it up on the infield. Catcher gives chase, and he makes the play right at the fence. 1 pitch, 1 out there for Brett Fritz.
Now batting, number 2, Zeus Hutchinson.
So Zeus Hutchinson comes up after 2 quick outs from the Scrappers. Hutchinson swings and misses at the first pitch, and Myers has gotten in a rhythm after giving up a couple of hard hits in the first inning and walking the batter. He's settled down. He misses low with that one. Hutchinson with a good eye there. That ball sails high, and Hutchinson's ahead in the count 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 2-2 to the Scrapper senior center fielder. Carson Kirby waits on deck. 2-2 pitch is fouled off over towards the third base dugout. So Hutchinson will keep battling, trying to get something to drive, get on base somehow, some way. Here's the 2-2 pitch, up and in, and that'll run the count full. This was cruising right along, and now we've got a full count to the Scrapper center fielder. Here's the payoff pitch, chopped foul. See a schedule update from Scrapperette softball. Due to impending weather, they're going to play a doubleheader at Magnolia tomorrow instead of trying to go back down Thursday. Swing and a miss by Hutchinson for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Scrappers will head to the bottom of the 3rd, all knotted up at 2 with the Wolves. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Hudson, in his last time up, had an infield single. He waits on the pitch from Bradley. Fastball sails up and away, and Hudson's ahead in the count 1-0. Bradley comes set with the pitch. Curveball's in there for strike one. Tell you what, Aiden's got that curveball working today. The old-fashioned 12-6 curveball. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it hit him. Curveball sailed inside, and Hudson reaches base for the second time.
Number 12, Caden Pranter.
Caden Pranter now comes to the plate for the Wolves. He reached on a line drive to the right fielder. His last up, and Hudson was moving on the hit and run. Arnold comes in on the dirt at third. Curveball misses low for ball one. Middle infield looking to turn two here. Here's the pitch. Popped up on the infield. Who wants it? Brett Fritz calls everybody off, gets underneath it for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, number 23, Colton Fagan.
Colton Fagan now comes up, the left fielder. He singled on a line drive to the left fielder his last time up. They had the hit and run working for him as well. Runner goes, pitch is in there for a strike, throw down to second, and not in time, so the stolen base for Hudson. So Colton Fagan now with a runner in scoring position. Bradley takes a look at Hudson out at second. Comes to the plate. Curveball stays up and in, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Here's the pitch. That ball sails high. Good job by Manlove to go up and get it, and that runs the count to 2-1. Ground ball right back up the middle. Base hit, will score a run. Throws to come all the way through. Manlove cuts it off and tries to get the runner out to second. And he's in there safely. Not sure if Hutchinson had a shot to try and throw him out at home. I would have liked to have seen that hit the cutoff man to keep the runner at first.
Number 10.
So Lake Hamilton takes the lead on the single, and then the runner takes second on the throw. First pitch is fouled off behind the plate. So still only one out here in the bottom of the third. Scrappers now trail 3-2. Ball misses outside, and that'll run the count to 2-1. Bradley takes a look at the runner at second. Long look in, comes to the plate. Curveball misses outside. Scrappers trying to limit the damage here as the Wolves continue to hit the baseball, run well, and try and extend their lead as they've already got it up to get over in front of it. Throws over to first, runner's out. The ball was so slowly hit that he knew he could get there before Brett Fritz could get to it. Now they've got a runner at third with 2 outs. So Brody Fountain Coach Stewart doing a lot of talking to his infield more than anything else. Doesn't look like any of that is directed at Bradley. More of a defensive meeting than anything else. So that'll be the end of that conversation, and everybody will head back to their respective Friday in Little Rock. Or in Hot Springs, I apologize. Friday was in Hot Springs, Saturday was in Little Rock. So with Brett being over at short, Peyton is over at second, Kirby at first. Outfield is the usual suspects out there. Luke Boone in left. Zuchus steps to the plate with a runner on third and 2 outs. Fastball's in there for strike one for Aiden Bradley. Good job by Bradley to get ahead in the count, and that pitch is fouled off out of play. And just like that, Bradley's got 2 strikes on the Lake Hamilton catcher. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Bradley. Curveball stays high, runs the count to 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Grounded out foul down the left side. Good curveball there from Bradley. Had Fountain way out ahead of that one. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Base hit into left will score a run. Curveball just hung up over the plate, and Fountain deposited it into left field. And Fagan will score to extend the lead to 4-2.
Now batting, number 4, Bryce Quinton.
Looks like we'll have a courtesy runner over there at first. Could not get the number. We'll get that as it's available. Bryce Quinton comes to bat. There's the pitch, runner goes, it's high, throw down to second, and it's not in time. So stolen base for the courtesy runner. So Bradley checks the runner at second, comes with the 1-0 pitch, and breaking ball gets in there for strike one. The count evens up at 1-1, and that one sails outside. Another curveball, just unable to get it in the zone. Bradley checks the runner at second. Long look in, comes to the plate, runner goes. Ball's hit deep out in left field. Boone is back. It's off the base of the wall. Run will score. Runner comes into second with a double. So Lake Hamilton continues to hit the baseball hard here for the Scrappers. They now lead 5-2. Coach Zach Stewart to the mound, and I believe we'll have a pitching change here. So we'll take a 2-minute break as we get ready for a new pitcher. We'll get you the information on that. Come back and join us for more Scrapper Baseball here on B99.5. He checks the runner at second. Quentin gets his sign from Manlove and comes with the pitch, and that ball's down in the dirt. Good job by Manlove to stop it. And Howard's behind in the count 1-0. Big lead out there for Quentin at second. Howard comes to the plate. That pitch is in there for a strike, evens the count at 1-1. Howard with a good pitch there for strike two. Good fastball. And Gregor swung right through it. So the 1-2 pitch from Howard upcoming. Here it comes. Ball in the dirt outside. Scrappers with 2 in the first. Wolves with 2 in the bottom of the first. Nobody scored in the second. Scrappers with no runs in the top of the third. And the Wolves with 3 so far here in the bottom of the third. And Howard gets the strikeout. Good job by Halton Howard as he comes in and gets the strikeout. Leaves the runner stranded on second. But the Wolves take a 5-2 lead as we head to the top of the fourth. Come back and join us for more Scrapper Baseball here on B99.5. In his first at-bat, he checks his swing on the first pitch. Umpire said he went, and I'm sorry to tell you, he didn't even come close to going. And I can say that because I've got about the same view as the umpire does. Nevertheless, Kirby down in the count 0-1. You want to make sure that you haven't given up one before. So the 0-2 pitch, Kirby checks his swing, and I think he actually checked it a little bit farther than he did the first time, and that one was called a ball. So the 1-2 pitch, right over the top of the toes of Carson Kirby, and that'll even it at 2-2. So the 2-2 pitch, just a bit inside. That'll run the count full to the Scrapper senior first baseman. Here's the payoff pitch. Ground ball foul right off the toes of Carson Kirby. That never fielded. Scrappers take on Magnolia this week in conference play. Tomorrow they head to Magnolia. First pitch scheduled for 5 o'clock. I'll be right there for you on that one. We'll have it again on B99.5 and on the Scrapper Baseball YouTube channel. Game at Nashville is scheduled for Thursday at 5 p.m. Payoff pitch is fouled up down the left side. Tons of room here in Lake Hamilton of foul ground, but that one just drifts over the fence. Johnny Wilson, Frank Preer, and myself will have that game for you on Thursday, weather permitting. Scrapperette Softball has already rescheduled theirs, and they're going to play a doubleheader at Magnolia tomorrow. if anything changes on our game, keep up with the Scrapper Baseball Facebook page for all the pertinent information. Myers comes with the pitch, and that ball gets away, and Kirby will trot down to first. Good at bat there from Carson Kirby.
Now batting, number 3, Luke.
So Luke Boone comes up now. Boone doubled his first time up, reached third after the ball skipped away from the shortstop as it came in from the outfield. So Kirby over at first now. Scrappers trail 5-2 here in the top of the fourth. Myers comes with the first pitch, and that one's down in the dirt. Gets a little bit away from the catcher, Brody Fountain, but Kirby not able to get a good enough read on it to try and take second. So Boone ahead in the count 1-0. Here's the pitch. Strike right down the middle. Good fastball there from Myers. Boone was expecting something other than the fastball, and Myers snuck it past him. And he got him with the curveball on that one, and Boone now behind in the count 1-2. Kirby with a very small lead over at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's fouled off out of play. Myers gets a new baseball from the umpire. Gets his sign from Fountain. Comes set with the pitch. Ball misses just a bit high, and that'll even the count at 2-2 for the Scrapper left fielder. Luke Boone does have 2 home runs for the Scrappers this year. One of them opposite field. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Umpire lost track of the count and ends up calling it a strike, but didn't realize it was strike 3. He called it on the check, and again, that was not a check at all. So Boone goes down swinging. For the first out of the inning, Dalton Manlove now comes to the plate. He grounded into a double play his last time up. Here's the pitch. Fastball down low, and Manlove's ahead in the count 1-0. Myers has only thrown 51 pitches so far today. His 52nd sails outside, another fastball, and Manlove's ahead in the count 2-0. That ball misses way outside, and Manlove's ahead in the count 3-0. Fountain throws down to Pranter at first, but Kirby's back standing up easily. Kirby not a threat to steal over there at first. Manlove most definitely will be taking here with a 3-0 count. And he gets the automatic for strike 1. Elijah Myers now still behind in the count 3-0 to Dalton Manlove. Here's the pitch. There's a drive out into center field. Center fielder drifts back, gets underneath it for the second out of the inning. Kirby retreats back to first.
Number 7, Hayden Gray.
And so Hayden Gray will come up to the plate now. Gray struck out his last time up. 5-2 Wolves lead here in the top of the fourth. Fastball misses down and away, and Gray's ahead in the count 1-0. So Myers has thrown 56 pitches so far today. 35 of them strikes. But he's thrown several balls here in this inning. If he misses his spot with that one, and Gray's ahead in the count 2-0. Kirby drew the walk. Manlove got to the 3-0 count. Gray's ahead 2-0. That fastball miss gets inside for strike one.
You go win this game, Myers.
Gray, if he could get a bunt down, will beat that out easily. Third baseman's playing well back. Swing and a miss, and that'll even the count at 2-2 for the scrapper right fielder. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the fourth. Fastball misses down low, and that'll run the count full to the scrapper right fielder. Back behind the plate. So Kirby will trot back on to first. Myers gets a new baseball. Gets the sign from Fountain. Comes set with the pitch. Runner goes. There's a shot in the left field. Left fielder goes back. And he drops it. Kirby's going to score as he's running on the play. Gray's going to end up at second, and the Scrappers get a run across. So Gray reaches on the air.
Number 1, Carson Chambers.
And Kirby, since he was running on the play with a full count and 2 outs, scores from first. That'll bring out the coach for the Wolves. This is just a defensive conversation to do up for the Scrappers. Long conversation out there from the Lake Hamilton head coach, and it looks like it's just a defensive conversation, not a new pitcher. Elijah Myers still on the mound for the Wolves. The always dangerous Carson Chambers at the plate. He is the tying run here in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch for Myers. Fastball misses way outside, and Chambers gets ahead in the count 1-0. Gray with a good lead off at second. Good speed out there. Chambers waits on the 1-0 pitch. Ball hits the top edge of the strike zone. Evens the count at 1-1. Myers comes with the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss over the top of the curveball from Chambers, and he's down the count 1-2. Pitch, swing and a miss. Chambers, it gets him with the slider, and that's the end of the inning. But the Scrappers score 1, but they leave 1 stranded. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Scrappers trail 5-3. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. came in the last inning, got a critical out there to end the inning, and he starts off the first batter with a ball low. Falls behind the count 1-0. Fastball misses down and away, and Howard's behind the count 2-0. There's the 2-0 pitch, and curveball's in there for strike one. Good looking pitch there from Howard. Caught the outside part of the plate. Comes with the 2-1 pitch, and that one's shot off down the right side. Looks like it's going to get out of play. Kirby gives chase, but to no avail. That'll even the count at 2-2. Howard looking for the strikeout here, if he can get it, or trust his defense somewhere. And that one's popped up out of play, way out down the right side. Bounces off the road that runs parallel to the first base line here next to the Lake Hamilton Primary School. Howard's got a new baseball, comes with the 2-2 pitch, and it hit him. Coy Autry reaches base for the second time today, and he hadn't had to do anything for it besides walk down there each time.
Jackson.
Carson Jackson now, the center fielder, he comes up. He flied out to the left fielder his last time up. Howard checks the runner at first. Comes to the plate. Autry shows bunt. Ball misses outside, and Howard with the 1-0. Ball's nibbled back to the pitcher. Howard recovers and gets it over to first for the first out of the inning. I think he saw it coming right at him, and he was thinking two the whole time, and it just tipped off the end of his glove. That'll bring up Devin Hudson, leadoff man. He's reached both times, once on a single, and he was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. And he comes up with a runner in scoring position now for the Wolves. Howard comes with the pitch. Strike over the outside corner. A good change up there from Halton Howard, excuse me. Devin Hudson. Breaking ball misses low, evens the count at 1-1.
They're making me blind. They're making me do it.
Brett Fritz holding the runner on at second. Bounces back to his shortstop position, and Howard's changeup misses low, runs the count to 2-1. Scrappers trail 5-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. Halton Howard on in relief of Aiden Bradley. Shot to the shortstop. Nobody covering second. They would have had the runner doubled off, but they've been burned by the hit and run so many times today. The defense is holding firm in their positions, but the second out of the inning. So 2 outs now for Caden Pranter. First baseman, he's 1 for 2 on the day. Flied out and singled. First pitch from Howard is in there, and he loops it into left field. Runner's going to be sent home. Throw comes into the cutoff man, and the Wolves will extend their lead to 6-3.
Now batting, number 23, Colton Pagan.
Colton Fagan comes in. The runner on first. And 2 outs. Wolves now up 6-3. Ball's flared down the right side. Kirby gets underneath it, and he'll make the 3rd out of the inning. But the Wolves get 1 after they get a base hit out to left field. We'll come back with more Scrapper Baseball as they trail 6-3 as we head to the top of the 5th. I'm JT Carter. Come back and join us on B99.5. Johnson's first pitch sails high, and that'll put Fritz ahead in the count 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's down low in the dirt, and Fritz is ahead 2-0. Scrappers with 2 in the first. Wolves with 2 in the first of their own. No score by anybody in the second. No score from the Scrappers in the top of the third. Wolves put 3 up in the bottom of the third, and each team put up 1 in the fourth. That puts Lake Hamilton ahead 6-3 as Fritz swings over the top of the 2-0 pitch.
Well, he's sitting in a low chair right there. That's all right.
Here's the 2-1 pitch from Fritz, and he swings over the top of that one as well, and that'll even the count at 2-2 for new pitcher Cash Johnson. Here's the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Peyton Fritz goes down for the second time today.
Number 9.
That'll be the second out of the inning, and Brett Fritz to the plate. Brett Fritz waits on the first pitch, and he shoots that one foul off the backside of the screen here. So Johnson gets ahead in the count. That one's fouled right back off the screen, and Fritz is behind the count 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Johnson, and it hit him right on the elbow. You can tell that hurts. He doesn't want to rub it, but golly, that's gotta hurt. Right off the elbow, right off the funny bone.
Number 2.
Coach Stewart wants to come talk to him and look at him, make sure he's okay. That one's gonna sting and burn for a little bit, but Fritz will be all right. That'll bring up Zeus Hutchinson. We'll take it. The 0-2 pitch that hits the batter. So Zeus will come up now with Fritz over at first. Third baseman plays even with the bag. Takes a step in now. Swing and a miss by Hutchinson. And a ball down in the dirt. And Cash Johnson's ahead in the count 0-1. Fritz with a good lead over at first. Ball gets down in the dirt. Fritz quickly dives back as the catcher, Brody Fountain, tried to pick behind him, but Fritz is in there. Hutchinson now with a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Johnson. Runner goes, swinging. Devin Hudson. Good throw from Brady Fountain, but Brett Fritz got a good jump. So Hutchinson now with a runner in scoring position. Hutchinson, the team leader in RBIs with 10. Takes the ball low. That'll even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Base ball is hit just a looping line drive out to shortstop. I thought it was going to be a base hit, but Hutchinson didn't get enough on it, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. So the Scrappers leave a runner stranded, and they trail 6-3 still as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5.
Batting number 10, Zayd.
Dalton Manlove with his throw down to second. And Zayd Cox makes his way into the batter's box. Umpire cleans off home plate. And Halton Howard digs in from the first base side of the rubber. Gets ready for the first pitch of the bottom of the 5th. Curveball misses inside, ball 1. Zayd Cox tried to stay in there and let that one just nick his elbow or his sleeve, but it missed him. So Howard comes with the 1-0 pitch, and that curveball stays outside. He's behind in the count 2-0. Shadows moving across the infield here at Lake Hamilton. Pop up right up behind the concession stand here behind home plate. That one gets out of play. Ground ball in the 5-hole, and Cox will reach on another base hit for the Wolves.
Now batting, number 15, Brody Fountain.
So we're going to have a a pinch runner for the DH. Looks like that's going to be Myers-Manat. Myers-Manat out there at first base for Cox, and Brody Fountain at the plate. Fountain had a big hit his last time up. Here's the pitch from Howard, strike right down the middle. So Howard gets ahead in the count 0-1.
Hey, you feeling, Ty?
Carson Kirby holds on Manat at first. Alton Howard with a look over at him, comes set and to the plate. Shot down the right side. Hayden Gray gives chase, and that one's going to drop harmlessly out of play. And Alton Howard's ahead in the count 0-2.
Who are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Manat with a decent lead over at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Arnold comes in on it. It sails on him, but he jumps up high to make the play. Fires over to Carson Kirby for the first out of the inning. Manat runs to second. Good play by Madden Arnold. That one took a high hop. He started to come in on it and almost overran it, but he was able to jump up and get it. So that's the first out of the inning for the Wolves. That'll bring up Bryce Quinton. He's 1 for 2 on the day.
Yeah.
Here's a foul ball down the left side. Third base coach ducks out of the way. And Alton Howard's ahead in the count 0-1. Howard gets a new baseball, rubs some dirt on it to get some more grip on it. Checks his runner at second. Kicks and deals. Ground ball to Arnold. He knocks it down. Checks the runner at second. Runner is out at first. Good job by Manat out there at second. He held when Arnold looked him back, but as soon as Arnold let go, he sprinted over to third. So now they've got a runner at third with 2 outs. Good job by Madden Arnold to knock that ball down, though, and keep it on the infield. And Asher Gregory, the shortstop, is ahead in the count 1-0. Gregory is 0 for 2 on the day. He's flied out to shortstop and struck out swinging. Ground ball up the middle. Fritz makes a diving attempt at it, but he can't get to it, and that'll score the 7th run of the game for the Wolves.
Now batting, number 22, Coy Autry.
Coy Autry now to the plate. Howard's first pitch misses up high, and Autry's ahead in the count 1-0. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Good pitch by Howard, and Autry just fights it off, fouls it out of play, evens the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Howard. Good breaking ball, just a bit high. That'll make the count 2. Gregory with the lead over there at first. Ball misses inside from Howard, and that'll run the count to 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Howard. Good changeup in there for strike 2, and that'll bring the count full.
Now batting, number 14, Carson Jackson.
Now runners on first and second for Carson Jackson, the 9-hole hitter. He's 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out and flied out. So Halton Howard looking to get the 3rd out of the inning here in the bottom of the 5th. There's a fly ball into left field. Boone looks like he's got a beat on it, makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Scrappers give up one more, and the Wolves extend their lead to 7-3 as we head to the top of the 6th. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball here on B99.5. Johnson comes with a 2-1 pitch, fills up the strike zone again, and evens it up at 2-2. baseman waits on the 2-2 pitch from Johnson. Sails high, and that'll run the count full for the scrapper left fielder. Here's the payoff pitch, and that one misses inside. Boone draws the walk. Dalton Manlove now to the plate.
Now batting, number 11, Dalton Manlove.
Lake Hamilton going to call timeout, go out and talk to their pitcher. Does not look like they'll be changing pitchers. There's no gloves being exchanged or anybody coming in from the dugout. So it looks like it's just a, guys, we've got a 4-run lead here late. Let's make sure we make our pitches, hit our spots, play good defense. But the Scrappers are looking to make that not the case. Manlove looking to drive something here and get the speedy Perrin in from second and Boone all the way in from first. We'll see what happens here as Cash Johnson and his teammates have broken up the huddle. Home plate umpire got new baseballs in the brief break in the action. Dalton Manlove comes up now in the top of the 6th. 2 runners on, nobody out. Scrappers trail 7-3. Fastball misses outside, and Manlove's ahead in the count 1-0. Johnson with a look back at Perrin comes to the plate. Fastball misses down and away, and Johnson in a hole here. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Down in the count 2-0 to the Scrappers senior catcher, Dalton Manlove. Perrin inches off second. Fastball in there for strike 1. Third baseman plays even with the bag. First baseman plays behind the runner Boone. Manlove waits on the 2-1 pitch. Ball sails outside. And Manlove ahead in the count 3-1. Manlove looking for a ball on a tee right here. Ball misses inside, and that'll load the bases. Would not be surprised if we didn't get a courtesy runner for the catcher.
Now batting, number
And
7,
we do.
Hayden Gray.
That'll bring up Hayden Gray. And the courtesy runner is going to be roster here. Who that is. We will have a new pitcher here for the 6th. Coming to the plate will be Hayden Gray. We'll take a long break as the Wolves will get their pitcher warmed up. Stay tuned right here on B99.5 for more Scrapper Baseball. First pitch from the new pitcher, Quentin, is flied out to deep center field by Hayden Gray, and that'll score a run. So good job from Hayden Gray as he does his job to get the run in. And the Scrappers now trail 7-4. So that brings up Jaden Goodson, now pinch hitting for Carson Chambers. Second pitch misses low as well. So Goodson ahead in the count 2-0. Center fielder for the Wolves, Jackson, made a good play on that fly ball, fired it into third base to keep the other runners from advancing. Goodson flare shot out into center field, and the center fielder comes in on it and is able to secure the out. For the second out of the inning, no runners able to advance.
Madden Arnold.
So that brings up Madden Arnold. Arnold 0 for 2 on the day. Boone out at second. Royce Johnson over at first. There's a blooper into center field. Boone's going to come up, round assist from the center fielder. So the Scrappers lose a run at the plate as Luke Boone's thrown out. But the Scrappers do B 99.5. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball stays high, and Mac Arnold's first pitch of the game is a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses low, and Hudson's ahead in the count 2-0. Arnold comes with the 2-0 pitch, and that one gets the bottom of the zone. Strike one from Mac Arnold. Fastball in the dirt, pops up and gets the umpire. Looks like he's all right, but that'll run the count to 3-1 for Devin Hudson. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Mac. Ground ball to first. eats up Kirby, but he keeps it in front of him for the first out of the inning. Good job by Carson Kirby. If you're that ball's gonna not end up in your glove, you want it to roll right up your body, and that's exactly what he did for the unassisted out at first base. Good pitch from Mac Arnold is in there for strike one. So he starts off the first baseman Pranter with the strike. His next pitch misses out of the zone, evens the count at 1-1. Mac, the younger brother of third baseman Madden Arnold. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that one misses inside. That'll run it in the count to 3-1. Good pitch from Mac Arnold. Fastball there gets the count to 3-2. So full count now for Caden Pranter. He's 2 for 3 on the day, and he'll take the walk as the breaking ball stays high for Mac Arnold.
Now batting.
So Colton Fagan now, he's 2 for 3 as well. Top of the lineup for the Wolves has been deadly. They just keep pounding the baseball. Madden Arnold plays one step in front of the bag at third. Carson Kirby holds the runner at first. Mac Arnold comes to the plate with the pitch, and it sails high. Manlove goes up to get it, and Fagan's ahead in the count 1-0. Good curveball there from Mac Arnold. Drops in for strike one. Evens the count at 1-1. 7-4 here in the bottom of the sixth. Scrappers trail. There's a shot over to the shortstop, and Brett Fritz tries to backhand it, and it just was too fast, got past him. So Colton Fagan 3 for 4 on the day.
Now batting.
What?
Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here for the designated hitter, Zayd Cox.
Lane
Alexander now batting for the Wolves. Alexander takes the first pitch outside the zone for ball one. Mac comes with the 1-0 pitch, and his breaking ball stays high. So now Alexander ahead in the count 2-0. As the Wolves are threatening here with runners on first and second, only one out here in the bottom of the sixth. They lead 7-4. Good pitch from Mac Arnold. Fastball caught the bottom part of the zone. That'll bring the count to 2-1. It's a 2-1 pitch. Bunt is shown. Popped up right behind Dalton Manlove, and he was unable to find it before it got to the ground. It only ever got about 8-9 feet off the ground, so he didn't have a whole lot of time to react. But that'll even the count at 2. Runners go. Ball's fouled straight back off the screen. So they'll retreat back to their respective bases. Pranter back to second, Fagan back to first. Mac Arnold gets a new baseball from the umpire. Two-2 pitch sails high, and that'll run the count full for the designated hitter Alexander.
Contact.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Wolves lead 7-4 in the bottom of the sixth. Strike on the outside corner. Mac Arnold gets the called strike 3. Alexander comes in to pitch it and goes down looking. Good pitch from Mac Arnold there to get the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Brody Fountain, catcher. Fountain is 1 for 3. He struck out looking, grounded out, and singled to left field. Arnold comes with his first pitch, and that one misses high. So Fountain ahead in the count 1-0. Outfield shades Fountain to the left just a little bit. Arnold comes with the pitch. That one's fouled off the right side, out of play. Evens the count at 1-1 for the Lake Hamilton catcher. Mac comes with the 1-1 pitch. That one's in the dirt underneath the feet of Dalton Manlove, and he's able to corral it before anybody moves up. Coach Stewart pulls Luke Boone in about 3 steps from his left field position. Mac comes with the pitch. Runner goes. Ball's fouled off the right side, out of play. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now. 2 outs. Mac Arnold 1 pitch away from a clean inning, something the Scrappers have only had Lake Hamilton do 1 time today. Lake Hamilton has scored in the 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Straight back.
Arnold comes with the 2-2 pitch. Good pitch from Mac Arnold. Curveball got him looking, and the Wolves will leave 2 on the bases. They lead 7-4. Come back and join us for more Scrapper baseball as we head. And Fritz is ahead in the count 1-0. Quinton works quickly. Second pitch is popped way up on the infield. Third baseman Autry comes in and makes the play just outside the foul line, and that's the first out of the inning.
Now batting, number 9.
He's looking to get on base and keep the train rolling. Beneath it and secure the out. That'll be the second one of the inning, so the Scrappers are down to their last out here
Now batting,
at Lake
number
Hamilton.
2.
And it'll be Zeus Hutchinson. He's 0 for 2 today. Very rare for him not to have a hit this season, as he came in batting over 500. He takes the first pitch and he pops it up out of play. So he's down in the count 0-1. That one's popped up down the right side, and first baseman not able to get to it in time as it falls harmlessly next to the first base dugout. So just like that, Quentin has gotten the Scrappers 2 outs and 2 strikes. There's a base hit out into center field from Zeus Hutchinson, so you're not going to keep him off the bases. So Hutchinson will. Kirby bats from the left side. He's 1 for 1 today with a couple walks. Double in the left center field gap. Kirby's got 9 RBI on the season. First pitch goes right over the top of his feet. Hutchinson will trot on down to second easily on the wild pitch. So now Kirby with a runner in scoring position. Hutchinson with a good lead off a second. Swing and a miss by Kirby, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Quentin takes a look at Hutchinson out at second, comes set with the 1-1 pitch, and that one's inside to Kirby. And Kirby's ahead in the count 2-1. Fastball misses low, and Kirby's run the count to 3-1.
Right there in the middle.
So Quentin comes with a 3-1 pitch. Popped up by Kirby. Center fielder comes in, camps underneath it, and that'll be the 3rd out of the ball game. And the Scrappers will fall to Lake Hamilton 7-4. So the Scrapper losing streak extends to 4 runs on 4 hits for the Scrappers, no errors. 7 runs on 10 hits and 1 error for the Wolves, but the Wolves come out on top. So the Scrappers will head into conference play on a little bit of a downturn, but they'll be looking to get something going again as they head to Magnolia tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Pitching-wise today, Mac Arnold came in and pitched 1 inning. He threw 26 pitches, 13 of them balls, 13 of them strikes, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, and struck out 2. Aiden Bradley started the game, pitched 2 2/3 innings, threw 64 pitches, 36 of them strikes, gave up 6 hits, and 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout, and hit 1 batter. As far as for the Scrappers at the plate today, they had only 4 hits. Those 4 hits were collected by Carson Kirby, Madden Arnold, Luke Boone, and Zeus Hutchinson. So, unfortunately, the Scrappers just not able to get going today as they fall to Lake Hamilton. But that's all right. Non-conference games, you're trying to work things out. Had some JV pitchers in there today trying to get them some innings. So unfortunately, that'll be the 4th consecutive loss for the Scrappers. They moved to 6-6-1 on the season. They will go to Magnolia tomorrow. 5 o'clock is first pitch. I'll be right there for you. We'll have it on B99.5. Baseball here on B99.5.